Welcome to Range Time. I'm your host, Ghost, and we're here today to talk a little bit about the interface here that you see before you. Some people get lost in these menus, so we're going to go through each one of them one by one. I'm going to explain a little bit about each of them. So, we already explained in a previous episode the interface on the top, on the side. We've talked about the community dashboard and performance dashboard. Now we're going to dive into each of the three sets of stages here. Thrills over on the left is just really an open range. You can do what you want with it. It's great to have fun with friends. It's like a duck hunt, drone flyby. You can set up some targets how you'd like to do some training on your own. You play whack-a-mole. You can work around a vehicle. It's really for you to utilize however you see fit. What a lot of people don't realize, though, is that in the free ranges in particular, you still have your shot timer with you. So if you want to work on something specific, right? For example, let's go into PewView's range, and I want to work on my first shot from, I'm going to say this is roughly 20 yards on a normal target, steel target, right? So I'm going to work on just how fast can I get the gun up. And I'm not working with a holster. I'm just working from just holding it at my side, right? So we can see that's neat. Okay, good job, Ghost. Well, here's the thing. My shot timer here is active. I can use it. If I hit the top button, so the button that's furthest away from me, or the A button on the controller, it actually starts the timer. And I can utilize that to then see, that was fairly slow, 0.97, right? See if we can do a little better. Yeah, couldn't find the dot, had a grip issue, 0.94. Apparently it's just not in it today. But you can utilize this on the Range Ranger. You can utilize it on this range. Any of these Thrills ranges, you can still utilize your shot timer until you even splits and things like that. We can go ahead and demonstrate that. If you want to reset your targets, by the way, if it's dirty, go ahead and press and hold that top button, and you'll see resetting targets. Brings them right back out. So we go ahead and start the timer. Two shots. First one was a bad grip, bad presentation, but still. First shot was a 0.91, split was a 0.16, total time was a 1.07. How about three shots? All hits. First shot was a 0.88, total time was a 0.19, but I can only see my last split. Well, looking down at the shot timer, see how it expands? I can go, oh, we're going to have to shoot it again. Three hits on target. First shot was a 0.90. Total time is a 1.19, and my last split was a 0.14, but I don't know what my second split was because I'm on shot number 3. Well, when the shot timer expands like this, see how it grows when my gun goes over it? I can quickly pull the trigger to the wall. It doesn't have to be quick, but I can pull the trigger to the wall, and I can cycle through them. So I can see my first split is a 0.15. My second split is a 0.14. You can utilize this for a lot of things, like I want to work on transitions between that target and that target. Okay, good. We can do that. Start from low ready. Okay. We had first shot at a 0.97. Again, a little slow today, a little sluggish. And my transition time was a 0.35, total time of 1.32. What if I want to do doubles on both? Same thing. We go ahead and we don't have to be over the timer to start it. You can see here my gun's over here. I press the button, it starts its countdown. Both hits on both targets. 1.56 first shot and a 0.91. And again, we can cycle through them. 0.15 split. 0.33 transition between the two targets, and a 0.17 second split on the second target. So really, in these ranges, you can get pretty useful with that shot timer. Just something to consider when you're doing it, especially with a ranger. So here we are back in the hut. The next set of stages is drills, sports shooting scenarios. It says the quick play option allows you to do a quick play through your favorites, through all the stages, or only through your filtered stages. I'm going to show you what that means here in a second. So we go ahead and go into drills. So here in drills, it'll line up your drills and show you all of the drills that are currently available in ACE, along with the range. I choose to utilize berms, and you can change it if you hover over it and then select it. You can choose desert, the forest, the berms, or snowy. And if you select range, it will not teleport you to the range. If you select go to range, it will teleport you to the range. So if you don't want to move, but you want to transition to that range, hit select range. But if you want to actually teleport out there on the stage that you're on currently, select go to range. I like berms because it requires the least amount of overhead for the Oculus to utilize, meaning higher frame rates, less issues like in the snowy range right now. It interferes not only with how the headset's processing speed is, lowering your frame rates, but it also interferes sometimes with seeing steel, right? White on white is hard. So don't make it too difficult on yourself. Forest or berms are my favorite ones, depending, and then desert's also all right. Um, so yeah, if you ever want to change it, that's where you do that. When you're in the stage select screen, you have a filter here in the middle. So again, we're pointing at the screen, we half press our trigger, and we can bring it down. Stationary. If you have a small boundary like I do, stationary is probably a good one to turn on. Easy, if you're new to this competitive shooting sports, maybe that's a good one for you. Hey, I just want to bang steel. I don't care about paper targets. Go ahead. That's fine. You can pick that. I want to work on reactive targets. Let's do that. There's currently one stage that has that, meaning exciting targets, right? So you can scroll down and set up your filters. So we're going to set up a stationary speed filters. Now, stages that aren't stationary or not fast stages no longer will appear here. I can clear the filters at any time by selecting here. Next, if I want to sort them, I can do A to Z if I'm looking for a particular drill. If I want to sort by the USPSA drills, I can do that. I like to know what's new, right? So we go ahead and select newest. Fast choice just came out today. There it is, right? We can also select favorites. So let's say I wanted to go back to a drill because I was really having a good time with it. I just click the little heart here and it'll make it a favorite. And then when I sort by favorites, it'll bring those stages to the front. If you want to unfavorite something, you can go ahead and click the heart. Again, sort by favorites, or sort by most popular, and then sort by favorites, and it goes away. In the selection here, you'll find the all-time best score. This is not ranked, or this is not just ranked or just practice. It's whatever your best score is. If it was a ranked run, it's going to display here currently. If it was a practice run, it's going to show you that here as well, and it's your ace score. The color will correspond to the ace season rank. So we see here, fast choice, I got a score of 160, which corresponds to the diamond rank. Although actually it's off by one because it says down here 161 and 160, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Designated target 134. Again, it's in the platinum range, so that's how you know. The number over here with the little target symbol, it's how many targets are in the stage, so we can see fast choice is an easy one. There's 1, 2, 3 targets available for you to shoot, right? So if you're looking for a stage with a lot of targets like Hosier 1 or Hosier 2, yeah, 21 and 27 targets. And here's where that favorites comes into play. So as I showed, if you have a filter applied inside the drills and you select quick play filter, it'll only select one of the stages from that filtered list. If you select favorites, it'll only pick a quick play stage from your favorites. So worth favoriting the stages that you want to work on, maybe 3 or 4, and selecting quick play so you can randomly go through those as you choose, but that's what that's for. Now, the final set of selections you can make here is skills, fundamentals, and basics. If you're new to sports shooting or you're new to shooting in general, it's not a bad place to spend some time. Slicing the pie is a drill where you work on opening up a door, shooting random targets in the other side. Target identification is where you find 3 sets of doors. One of them has a firearm or is a threat, and you have to engage the threat. Accuracy, you shoot a little target, it goes out to 40 yards. If you miss, it comes back closer to you. Transition allows you to work on your transition speed, and the faster you get, the faster the targets disappear. And sight acquisition allows you to work on things like your draw and your presentation from low ready, getting that sight on target. And the more hits you get, the faster it's going to go. So all of these can help you improve in different ways, whether it be trigger control or getting that first and second shot off right, good grip. If it's on your transitions, you're overdriving the gun and things, you can work on all of these things here. Identification of threats, target identification works out pretty well, and slicing the pie really working into how am I getting around these corners and things if you're looking for something a little tactical. We also have drills in series, right? So if I want to do a couple of stages in series and see how I would do in a simulated match event or simulation of a couple of stages in a row, we can do that. So we'll go ahead and head into drills. And then we'll go ahead and head into series. And you can see here they have some of the pro drills, some different short course movement, hosier drills, USPSA Handgun Nationals, Steel Challenge, USPSA classifiers, the ACE Basics, right? Picking one of these series is going to allow you to work on that skill set or work on something that is related to that set of series, right? So there's usually 4 drills, and you can kind of see them outlined here that you're going to have to work through, and it'll give you an overall score based on how you performed. Each one of these series presents you with how many stages are in the series. So, for example, pro drills, there are 4 of them currently, whereas in Steel Challenge, it has 7 of the 8 available. And that's all for this episode of Range Time. Hope we'll see you again.